It's always crooked. All right. Hey, everybody. We're live. I'm so glad you could be here. Tonight, we're going to talk about what do you do with cash?
Mm-hmm.
This is important, and it's all, we get these questions constantly.
Mm-hmm.
She peddles precious metals through Miles Franklin. Yeah, that's the truth.
That's a good way to say it.
And scoot in the frame here. But it's a
Scoot the
common
midget
question
over.
that we get.
Every day.
And I don't know if you saw the post I made earlier. And it's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to ask you personally, put it in the comments. Hey, the Economic Ninja here, he knows exactly what to do most of the time. Pretty sharp fellow.
Well, we get asked pretty much daily.
Johnny
especially I
Bravo,
do.
cue the fire.
Mm.
Those two guys, if you're not following those guys, I've actually got a success story that I want to read to you in a minute. But this guy has been listening to the Economic Ninja and Johnny Bravo and Melonhead over at Nobody Special Finance and me. And he said it really helped him. And I'll get into that in just a second. But I want to know what you guys think. What should we be doing with cash?
Yep.
And I'll tell you what I think. And you had something to add to that, I think.
Yeah, no, it's just kind of what we get asked pretty much every day, all the time. They're like, okay, I've got this much cash. Do you put it all in precious metals? What do you do with it? But before we go any further, I wanted to talk about one of the subscribers had sent us here a video. He's actually in the comments right now. His name's Middle Class White Trash. That's an interesting tag. But anyway, Marcy, he always sends me great videos about what's going on with the soybeans.
I want you to be a white trash millionaire.
There you go.
I've seen a few of those, and the society doesn't know what to do with them.
There you go. I love it. There, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so he's the one that sent us the beans, soybeans here a while back. They were literally rotting. They were just having to destroy them. They were getting like pennies on the dollar. I mean, it was pretty bad. The insurance companies weren't coming forward. Well, then he sent us a video and he got super excited. He said, hey, we have a great report. The second half of the crop's coming through great. And then all of a sudden he sends us another video and he goes, yep, not so good news. And we've got the story. So apparently Mississippi rivers, the low levels of the water is like all historic low. And it's disrupting the barges. They are stopping. They've stopped them like 2,000 barges, 100 towboats. They said they are even seeing piles of soybeans that are just being dumped on various islands along the way. And Marcy sent us actually a video, and we can't post it live, unfortunately. But he is literally sitting in a truck. They have to drive 2 hours now to get there. And good luck getting it. I guess everybody sold. He said it's hours and hours sitting there. So it's completely disrupted the chain of soybeans once again. So they're dumping them. So we thought they were going to be good.
I got a few questions if anybody knows. I would like to know how you dump a barge in the middle of a river.
No, they jumped the truck before they get on the barge. They were dumping them on, well, I don't know. It might have been barges.
No, it sounds like their barges are getting hung up and they got to unload them.
They
said the way I took it.
They said they are dumping them on empty islands and they're leaving them to rot.
They're not driving the truck out on islands, so I'm figuring they're dumping the barges. I don't know, but fact is, we were having a food shortage, and the first crop failed. The second crop was coming on strong. Right. He sent us a video saying, hey, the harvest is good. Check it out. And now they're getting hung up. It's, right. If it's not one thing, it's another. So we have that to look forward to. And we're talking about 2,000 vessels.
They just got stuck. That was in the first week of October. Not only that, but they said
there's not 2,000.
It said they have stopped. They said Mississippi is getting close to an all-time historic lows. They have stopped and reported 2,000 barges and about 100 towboats. Then they completely stopped it. The first week in October, they completely stopped it. They said the only problem is now they can't get soybeans out. They can't get fertilizer back up the river, which they normally come up this time of the river. So now they can't get the fertilizer either. So anyway, thanks, Marcy, for giving us the update. Sorry you guys are having to do that 2-hour drive, get up at 4:30 in the morning. And man, I guess the diesel probably for those trucks having to go
all of it. This is going to affect food prices from every which way, not to mention cotton and everything else that comes up the river.
Yep.
This is really going to be this is a downer. We're going to get to some happy stories in a minute. But we got to cover the news. And the best news is from the subscribers.
Yep.
I've got a video that I'm going to show you through my phone. And it's about the most unprofessional way to give information to you. And I will figure out how to share the screen. Worked on it 2 hours today, but it turns out I'm a tech tard and I don't know how to do that. But
sorry, I didn't have time to help him.
The Mormons have a way to, they're big on saving food. They're supposed to have so many years worth of food piled up.
They are.
And they have stores. And I don't remember what the store's called, but I put the link in the description to Sin City Prepper. He's got a small channel. He's only got 29 subscribers, but I will help anybody that is trying to help the community.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all go give him some love. Check him out. He gave me this video, and I'll play it for you real quick. It's him and his daughter going in.
And this is the room. So
that's all the food.
You can just grab a cart, and then you can buy.
That's bulk food.
Buy the can
for 30 years.
Number 10 cans, or then they also have cases. It's the same price, whether. And this is the room.
Oh,
so there's
well,
a couple.
If you want to see the whole video, you can check him out in the description. But what he's doing is showing you flour, beans, all kind of different canned goods that's already ready.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever done dry canning, it's a pain in the butt. It takes forever in mason jars and cooking in the, So if you can find somewhere like that, that would really, really be helpful, because we all need food, just regular food, like whole food.
I think that's an amazing idea. I didn't realize that. I knew they stored for themselves, but I didn't realize they had stores.
Yeah, check out Sin City Prepper. If you're not watching The Economic Ninja and Johnny Bravo, you should be. These guys.
And Nobody Special.
And Melonhead. He's got a big old head and a slap full of brains. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next story.
Well, so Chris and I've got some interesting facts. So we've talked about that I sell gold and silver. So I told Chris I've seen some interesting trends. We're going to talk about money a little bit over the last about month and a half. What are you laughing at?
Bald is beautiful.
Bald
He's jacking with me.
So I've seen some interesting trends, and I'm curious what you think about this, because we've been talking about what to do with cash and stuff like that. Go ahead.
I got a super chat from Johnny Bravo, the man. If I could grow hair like that, I would. I promise you. I would beat you in hair contest if I could.
Johnny Bravo, he lost all his hair because of me.
I'm gonna make a suction cup. I promise you. Chisel this in stone. I'm making a suction cup that has a bro hawk. I'm gonna stick it on my head, and I'm gonna go cue the fire, and it's gonna be great. So, thank you for the super chat, brother.
So some interesting trends that I've noticed in the last, I would say month and a half, when it comes to doing precious metals. One. So back at best, maybe February, March, April, everybody was buying silver. That was it. Very seldom people bought gold. I could have gold all day long sitting there waiting on you. In the last month and a half, I have noticed a great uptick in gold. People would come, say, with a $50,000 order, a $10,000 order, and it was almost half in gold, just maybe a little less. It's been a huge. Used to, I'd have gold sitting there available. Not so much anymore. What do you think about that?
The gold's running out too.
Yeah, we're at less availability on gold.
What's the wait time?
Some of it's not near as much as the silver, but I've got 14 days out just getting the next shipment in. And I'm sitting there with nothing to give them.
I'm getting cracked up at these the economic ninja. My buddies are jacking with me. Thank you for the super chat, Ninja. So the wait times and the premiums.
The premiums are going up.
The wait times are more significant to me, because what's up with a little bit more premium? But if you can't get it.
But what do you think the fact, though, that when we was back in the first of the year, it was strictly silver? I mean, strictly. I mean, very seldom did I hardly get a gold order. And I'm seeing an uptick in the last month and a half, a big, significant uptick in gold.
It seems like gold moves first. Gold moves first, and then silver should sprint past it.
Anyway, it's an interesting trend. Yeah, here's another one. So here's another one. It said the first-time buyers are buying again and again. So usually the first-time buyer would buy. Sometimes they might not buy for 6 months. Literally, it'll be 2 to 3 weeks, and they're buying again. Notice that. Younger people are buying. When I first started out doing this, it was mainly 40s over. The youngest I had the other day was 19 years old. She had done her homework, and she came prepared, and she made a significant order. And I just had another one the other day. They're getting ready to have their first baby. Over and over, I'm seeing a very significant trend and uptick in younger people buying precious metals. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
That when you said first-time home buyers, that puts me in mind of the poll I just gave and what I put in the title. What should we do with our cash? Now, this is a loaded question. It's something that we all think through, because, we just sold some rental properties. We got a little cash. What do we do with it? Do we sit on it and just let inflation erode it out from under us to the tune of 18%? It's way closer to 20% than it is what the CPI says. So, or what? What do we do? I had this conversation with the one and only Economic Ninja, and the moral of the story is pay off your debt. Get out of bad debt. You cannot, and I have some comments that say I'm going to max out my credit cards. I'm going to, just get leverage to the hilt because it's, we're going to be trading in guns and butter. I've got some awesome super chats. I'm going to get to you in just a second. This is the end of it. This is the end of it.
Well,
the world is ending now. The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. I have experienced that a little bit. And that is absolutely the case. I had somebody reach out. She had somebody today that was wanting to know
I'd
what
like
she
to
should
tell
do.
them,
Yeah, well, let me tell my story first.
Okay, sorry. I'm
So,
butting in.
I had a guy reach out to me. He said, I just ran into some
yeah.
money. My mother died, or I can't remember what the deal was. He had a little cash. He said, but I want to buy silver. I said, that's cool. He said, but here's the deal. I got credit card debt. I said, oh man, you need to pay off your credit card debt first. 100%. This is not financial advice. This is advice. Pay off your credit card debt. That is an unreasonable thing to even think about. Well, and he hauled around and he didn't really tell me. I think he paid off half of it. Well, silver was about $21 an ounce back then or something. And now it's down. So that's just kind of case in point. Now tell your story.
Oh no, it's same thing. It's just so when we're not financial advice, but I couldn't in good conscience tell the lady to buy gold and silver today, even though I lost a sale because she had credit card debt and she only had a limited amount of funds. And there's no way. I said, look at your interest rate. You could buy a piece of silver every time you're paying your interest rate. And you can't. So the first thing I say is you've got to pay off those credit card debts. I don't care what you do. Those are a death trap. Pay off the credit card debts, whatever you got to do.
I've got to talk about these super chats. This is unreal, guys. Thank you so much. Arc Signal. He gave me $20. Arc Signal is a giver. And it's hard to outgive your friends when they're like Arc Signal, Johnny Bravo, at the Economic Ninja. It's unreal to have friends like that. I'm so blessed to have friends like you. Arc sends me charts of silver and what it's going to do, and they're excellent. I'm going to actually start putting them in my videos. But thank you so much for everything you do. The super chat is very appreciated. I can't thank you enough. Pam Abad.
Okay, we probably know who she is. I just don't know that.
She's all the time in the comments. Guys, the people in the comments are salt of the earth. I'm telling you, these are the best people. They are trying to help. I get more information.
Yep.
And they're just there to help. There's no other reason why anybody would watch me. I'm telling you, they know what we're trying to do. And thank you for all the emails that you send to Ninja Nation Report at gmail.com. It's in the description if you ever want to send anything. And I quit putting Stacy's number on the wall, just so you know. Yes, we sell precious metals, but that's not what this channel's about.
Right.
If you want it, reach out in the comments. I'll pin her number in the comments. You can call her and she can walk you through all that.
Even if you have some information. I just enjoy some time talking to you guys and hearing your information, what they have to provide sometime.
Absolutely. But thank you, Mrs. Pam. You're awesome. And I just got another one. This is unreal, guys. Thank you so much. JB, he just said, no question, no nothing. He said, here's $9.99. Thank you so much. It's incredible. You guys are awesome. And above my pay grade, let me knock this one out. We'll go on with the story.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody go check out Above My Pay Grade. He's got a great channel. He covers a lot of topics, and he's like-minded just like us. It's that simple.
I do try to catch your videos above my pay grade whenever I get a chance. They're good.
I do too, but to be honest with you, I have been consuming information in the form of emails. I get so many emails now, it's unbelievable, and filtering through those, and I miss a bunch. But check out Above My Pay Grade. He does a great job. Thank you, JB. Okay, please continue.
Yeah, so the next one is I'm going to have to eat a little
This
crow
is
about the gold and the blockchain.
Crow sucks. Had that. I've already had that.
Yeah, so he and I, we're not on the same page when it comes to crypto, and I should be. I've tried to learn. We've had that video. You guys know the discussion or whatever. No.
How's that crow
taste? Yeah. So, but apparently there's a digital drive to reform the 11 trillion global gold market. And I'll have to read just a little bit of it because this is like some of this is going to be beyond my pay grade, obviously. But they are planning to make trading more liquid. They're saying that the big guys, which is 4 big banks, they're the one that have access to all these gold bars. The retail investors, they don't have access to it. If so, it's so high that they can't afford it, and all this stuff. So David Tate, want to butt in?
Now, read the story, but I want to really make sure people are understanding. We'll kind of go back over it. They're wanting to digitize gold, and after they do that, it'll just be a token. So try to really, I want people to really pay attention. We
Yeah.
probably ought to do a video on this alone. So this is in the middle of the live stream, and I know some people missed it, but keep going.
Well, we should eventually. I'd like to learn a little bit more about it. I need
It's a
to
big
dig
deal.
a little bit, but it just came out. It literally, actually, I'm part of a gold silver group, and this is how I found out about this. They posted it in our gold silver group, and they're like, "You guys, you need to pay attention to this. This is something that could be big happening." So David Tate, who is the head of the World Gold Council, but he is also a main lobby for miners of metals, he thinks it's time for an overhaul. And his overhaul is basically saying that he wants to include a database using blockchain technology to track almost every gold bar in the entire world. And once that is up and running, he said, it will be more possible to create a digital token backed by physical gold that can be more easily traded. And they're trying to target these retail investors because they say they've been left out of the market, but others are arguing saying, no, it's got to actually be physical. You got to hold it in your hand. Once it becomes a token, then it's not the same. So this is something, though, that they are really pushing forward. A lot of the banks are pushing back. A lot of the countries are pushing back. But this is just one more step. So I've been saying, man, I just don't see how that it can happen. But here we are. The guy's saying it right here.
If you want to understand crypto, try to understand the blockchain first. It is a very good thing. I don't know if it's a very good thing, but it is part of our future. Things will be backed up on the blockchain. I can see a time where marriage license, deeds to property, that kind of stuff that can't be burned up in a fire, that can be logged on the blockchain and backed up forever. If there's one computer running, it'll generate it all back around, and they're going to have to use real world data. And when you go down that rabbit hole, really just kind of try to keep your mind open and see, because this is part of it. Now, the problem with this is, I could so see them saying, and I know I'm going to piss off a lot of gold and precious metal holders. They could say, hey, give us your gold. Let's make it illegal again. We've done it before and it saved the day, and you're not patriotic if you don't do it. Now, that's going to go over like a soup sandwich. But
can I say something?
Yeah.
There? So this is what I told Chris. This is what I took away from the article when I was, so a lot of in our group chat, some of the guys were chatting back and forth. And what I took away is I said, I think this is a way to open the door for the CBDC where you do it on a blockchain network. And I said, I got it. I said, I can see that happening. And that's just going to be another door, another step that's going to push that forward. And the CBDC, if it's on a blockchain, it will be open to everybody. They will be able to track every single thing and purchase and whatever we do.
And they'll be able to create a derivative of it, and then we have more of the same.
Anyway,
so
when I saw this, I'm like, wow, okay. If they're pushing for this, then we're one step closer.
Talk about third-party risk.
Yeah.
So that if anybody could see that, if you think I'm on the right track, let me know what you think. Put something in the comments. I mean, I don't know what to say about it other than
it's coming.
They very well could. That's how they could buy the gold back. Hey, we need your gold because we need a viable system, and we're going to give you CBDCs, but we'll give you a bunch of them.
It'll be backed by the gold because we're going to.
It'll be regulated, right? You can spend it, or if you're a good citizen, it'll have to do with your social credit score, and it's nutso, really.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, that was pretty much it. So I'm curious to see. I'm kind of keeping an eye on this. I'm curious to see if they're going to push it forward or not. They met the other day on October the 16th. Apparently, there was a lot of pushback, but there was also some people that were open to the suggestion. So I'm just going to kind of keep an eye open and see what comes of this. I'm curious.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all I had, unless you want to read some
comments.
No,
I got a success story here.
You do.
So this was a independent financial planner. Okay. He said he's been listening to Ninja, Nobody Special, me, Bravo. And what we're doing is huge. He was self-employed. Now check this out. He was self-employed, running his own financial planning practice for 5.5 years. After leaving a massive Canadian bank to go independent and give real advice to clients. So just think of a guy that's like us, that knows a like-minded person that knows what's up,
Mhm.
giving real advice in a banker setting.
Yeah. Environment. Yeah.
So that's kind of sets the stage. There was a massive shift in the industry. Uh, I decided a sale transition, pretty much moved
To a
from what
bigger
he was
company.
doing to a Canadian Imperial CIB of Canada. Anyway, as a mobile investment consultant. And now that was for more security. But now he says, I have never been discriminated against. It's been like nothing I've ever experienced. My wife and I have always been a part of the fringe. I should have my hat on. If y'all aren't familiar with that, you should be. And if you are, put hashtag the fringe and hit the like button because all of you guys are here and I really appreciate it. So they threatened to discipline me, fire me, place me under strict special protocols for giving sound advice, I'm sure, and deal with me. The decisions I was making, it was brutal. The joke was I worked from home. So, he's doing the right thing. So he beat the shutdown. He did a good job, but the problem was it didn't matter. He got a 4 hours notice, 4 hours. You need to be on a team call in 4 hours. He was called, said, you better be there. He was told there was going to be a restructuring. If you've never been laid off, you should be, because I have been laid off several times and it's awful, especially when you're in debt. That's one of those feelings that you get in your gut when somebody walks out, because in the oil field and gas field, somebody walks out and they just say like that,
Yep.
hey, today's your last day.
Pack
And it's
your
just
truck.
like, and guys really freak out. It's an awful feeling. So they said 70% of the mobile investments consultants were told, best of luck. You will be packed out. And I've seen them do that before. The sheriff's department comes up, they go to their office and walk them out. It's really humiliating. But here's where it gets good. This is the message I want you to hear. This is what I'm trying to do. This is what all of us are trying to do. I was overwhelmed with offers and interviews, but ultimately, lo and behold, the opportunity of a lifetime slapped me right in the face. Why? Because I was an entrepreneur at heart, but mainly because of your awesome video. Thank you. Your awesome videos that spoke straight to my soul. So I registered a company. Write this down. Check him out. Evergreen Innovations negotiated an independent contractor agreement with a local regenerative farm, a farm to table network of 32 food producers. Food is going to be really important in the future. That is a solid move, brother. He's meeting with a business consultant. I'm not going to read all of it, but we will be able to keep all my licenses as well as my wealth offering. The banks can't come close to competing with. I have also taken a severance pension, some into precious metals, some into farm infrastructure and livestock. He's got a 2-acre farm. And last but not least, will be generating income for our little farm. So 4 income streams, a raise, and freedom to be my own boss again. And he would love to talk to me and tell me what's going on in Canada. So that is a like-minded community member that was told, hey, I'm not telling you to leave, but you can't stay here. I've been there, done that, and it is awful, but it will give you that poke you need to turn you into the entrepreneur you're supposed to be. So good job, dude. I love hearing these kind of messages.
Well, it sounds like he was trying to do the right thing, and through trying to do the right thing and provide to his clients, he ended up paying a price, which ultimately caused him to lose his job, and it turned around for a good thing. When you do a good thing, you do get rewarded. So that's awesome. I love that.
That is awesome.
Yep. That's a good story on top of all the other bad news in this world lately, but I love it.
I do too. So guys, that is it. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to go all the way through these comments. You guys are great. Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. I will see you in the next one. Later.
There you go.